you're doing well. Leo Moyo Stories zimenifikisha St. John Ambulance, Kenya, and today is my first day actually to be in an ambulance. Yani sijawahi kuwa kwa ambulance, but today is my first day to be in an ambulance. Unajua unashangaa leo Masimbone ameenda kutafuta nini kwenye ambulance. But today I want us to talk about something. Niko na mtaalamu kutoka St. John's Ambulance, St. John Ambulance samahani, and I want him to talk to parents who have children who have special needs and how they can handle those children. I know I've talked to several parents, and most of them are having a difficult time just to know how they can take care of the kids, and of course with the heaviness that comes with having a child with special needs. So allow me introduce to you Jilo from St. John Ambulance. Karibu sana on our YouTube channel and on our podcast at Moyo Network and Moyo Stories. Just to tell us a bit about your work and what you do at St. John Ambulance.
So my name is William Babumambro. My name is Anthony Jilo. I'm a trainer here at St. John Ambulance. More to that, also I'm an emergency medical technician. That is the work that basically I do. But most of the times you will find me in the training department, attending to the public and training them and teaching more of first aid. Yes, so that's what I do.
And thank you so much for allowing us to come and talk to you. And maybe you've talked about you being a trainer at St. John Ambulance, and you train different types of people, but you also train parents who have disabled children. And that's what I want us to talk about, because I interact with parents who have children who have cerebral palsy, autism and such like special needs conditions. And I just want you to talk to these parents and give them tips on how to handle such kids.
When you're talking about kids with special needs, you have seen over the years when people used to say that mtoto ni mlemavu or this kid is disabled, but we have come to change our mentality, whereby now people have embraced, whereby they're saying that this child is able to differentiate. Yes. So that one I think is the first step, that all of us need to change our mind shift and know that these persons, they are actually human beings. So once we accept them that way, then that one is one of the first steps. We've also been hearing when parents interact with other children, they make remarks like, oh, you have a good-looking child, which actually makes now other people to perceive it differently. The kids also may perceive it differently, including the same parents who have these children, they may perceive it differently. So we need to change our minds on how we interact with them. Some of the basic things that one can be able to do when you're interacting with these kids who have special needs, especially we have teachers who interact with them each and every day. For instance, some time back, my kids used to go to a school whereby we have special children. But now they are being taught that you need to understand these kids, you need to love them. Ways that you can be able to interact with them, it is simply by avoiding shouting at them. This one is a human being. You need to approach them carefully and talk to them politely. If you shout at the kid, most of the times they lock themselves out, then they may tend to run away. So you talk to them nicely. Other ways that sometimes you may find that the kid is not paying attention. You are highly encouraged that touching them, even placing your hands on their shoulder, they will know that actually someone wants to interact with them. So you can be able to interact with them calmly in a good way and speak to them kindly. For the kids who have also cerebral palsy, the way you can be able to expand their mind is by exercising their feet. Yes. So exercise their minds using colors, using objects, using music, because also they are human beings, so they need to be out there also to be able to learn with them. And then more to that, let them interact with other children.
Yeah.
Let them not be locked out.
Mm-hmm.
The school that my kids used to go to, they are encouraged to interact with the other children so that they may be aware of their normal surroundings. So once they are able to interact, then itakuwa ni vizuri. But if you lock them out and then they feel like they're living in a cocoon, it is not good for their growth.
Okay, and for the parents that I've interacted with, there is some common thing that comes up, especially for parents who have kids who have conditions like palsy. You find that they say most of the time, watoto wataanza convulse. When you have a kid coming by, what are you supposed to do as maybe to first aid kabla huyu mtoto pengine ufikishe hospitali?
Now, for children, when they're having convulsions, most of the time is what we call febrile convulsions that may be triggered as a result of high fever. High fever, you're always encouraged to have things like paracetamol, so that sale amepata joto, we are able to give them so that the body temperature is lower. At that time, if the trigger was high fever, vua zile nguo za mtoto, just remove the clothing, sponge them with tepid water. We are not saying cold tepid, but that is lukewarm. You sponge the kid, then place cushions on the sides of the kid so that it avoids the kids from turning. Once the body temperature gets lowered, then now from there you can be able now to take this kid to hospital. Most times you find that convulsions may also make there to be it affects the brain, so it means that also there could be brain damage. So that it is important, if you find that your kid has convulsed, you do that procedure. Sponge them. If it is the reason is warm temperature, remove the clothing and then send to hospital. The other children who probably they have now the convulsions, the epilepsy, because it has been passed through, it is hereditary. Management is the same way. If that time the kid is having convulsions, simply clear the surrounding. Give this kid space. Let them do now whatever they are doing. Let them have the convulsions. But do not stop them from doing the convulsions. Do not put anything in their mouth. Then once the convulsions are over, you can turn them to the side for them to sleep to the side. If they're having injuries, you can treat them. That is cuts, burns, you name it. At the time of the seizure, you can just place some cushioning on their head so that it protects them from getting any injuries. Yes, so those are the basic things that you can do.
So,
but if you are unaware, then organize to send the kid to hospital. Yes.
So huko kuweka kijiko mdomoni, because some people use the spoon.
Yes.
Mtu anaweka kijiko na hard metal in the mouth ya mtoto, it's wrong.
Yes, it's wrong.
And sometimes unapata kwamba some of them are violent when it comes to kids with conditions kama autism. You find them they're so violent, take and all that. Na utapata watu watachapata kuwafunga na vitu kama hivyo. Is it okay to do that?
It's not good to restrain. As parents, you need to find out the cause that makes these kids have now those seizures or those violent behaviors. Try to find out the cause. Then now, once you have known the cause, it is easier to be able to manage the kid. But you restraining them, also here that kid may be affected because he knows that you will try to restrain them, so they will be fighting back. Okay, so it is not good to restrain a person unless this person needs now more assistance, because patients that usually restrain them, wenye unapata wanakuwa na shida maybe ya kiakili, so they may end up being violent. So such patients you may be forced to restrain them. But for kids, they will develop defense mechanism, because they will know that the only way for him not to be restrained, let them fight back. But let the parents get to know what is the cause and the triggers, and then we change now the way we are handling these kids. Then I believe as you get to understand your kid, as you get to know your kid, then now for future instances you can be able now to know how to handle them better.
Okay. Thank you so much, and just your last word to these parents.
Children are a gift, and when you get those kids, God usually knows when He has given them to you as a responsibility. let us not shy away from that responsibility, and let us expose them to see an ile stigma. Let them also get to grow like other children the way they do. Then I believe that they will get now to know how to interact and to live with the people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's also important for them to come to your trainings.
Yes,
At
exactly.
St. John Ambulance, I know you do trainings to parents. Maybe how can these parents get to St. John Ambulance? Maybe a parent has a question, needs to maybe ask something. How can they come for those trainings at St. John Ambulance?
Our offices, they run 24 hours a day, January to December. But the office operations, the back office and the training department, we are open from Monday to Friday, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each and every single day. We have trainings that start from Monday to Friday throughout the year. So anyone who wants to be trained, you can come in, walk in, make your payment, book in. Once you get into class, we will offer you with a first aid manual. Then at the end of the course, after you have done, you have shown that you have gotten competency, you'll be given the certificate. So anyone can just come to our offices. We are next to Parliament at St. John House, underneath the new building for the parliamentarians that's being built. I think it's Continental House. We're still waiting to be told what name it will be called, but we're just there.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. Thank you so much for talking to us today. Thank you so much for educating our parents, and keep up the good job that you're doing at St. John Ambulance. Thank you so much for watching this episode. This is Moyo Network, and this has been Moyo Stories. My name is Masimbone. Be blessed.